Jordan took the stage at Staples Center for Kobe's memorial. With tears streaming down his face, he used to call me, text me, 11:30, 2:30, 3 in the morning, talking about post-up moves, footwork, and sometimes the triangle. At first, it was an aggravation, but then it turned into a certain passion. This kid had passion like you would never know. Jordan never wiped the tears off his face once during that speech. Kobe Bryant was essentially Michael Jordan's protege. Before he died, Kobe had a protege of his own. Welcome to Take Some Fuego. Today we'll be discussing the lineage of proteges that began with Michael Jordan and ends with this player. Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan were close, surprisingly close, as we learned in Jordan's speech. Jordan would coach Kobe through moves, strategies to approach the game, and bonded over their relentless work ethic. In March 2019, Kobe is interviewed for a Sirius XM channel and was asked, "Who is your mentee?" Kobe begins to answer, "We're sitting on a couch at home after Cleveland came back from that 3-1 deficit and beat Golden State. We're watching the game and we're sitting on our couch and me and Gianna were just hanging out. And my phone rings. It's a FaceTime call and I'm like, I hate FaceTime calls. But it's Kyrie. I pick it up and Kyrie's in the locker room celebrating on FaceTime like, dude, it worked. Your advice worked." He's completely freaking out, champagne spilling all over the place, but I was really proud of him. Kobe and Kyrie would work out together at times. Kobe knew Kyrie had the skills, the handles, the finishing, the passes. Watching what he could do with the basketball is light magic, the finesse of it all. Kobe said the advice Kyrie was talking about when he FaceTimed was as follows. The next move for him is figuring out how to get the most of the pieces around him. That's really hard. Understanding how do you find an emotional connection with each player, figure out their fears, and help turn those fears into strengths. And to do that, you have to put time in. He suggested spending time with teammates over lunch and dinner, listening, helping them. Bonding with players has always been an unconventional philosophy for Kobe and Kyrie, but whatever they did, it worked in 2016 and worked for 5 rings with Kobe. Michael told me the same thing. He said, "Listen, now you have all the individual tools. Now you've got to go figure out how to connect with each one of these guys and bring the best out of those guys." And he would. Kyrie brought a lot of individual things to the table that playoff run, a 44% three-point percentage, 25 points per game, and nearly 5 assists. But like with all championship runs, the Cavs didn't get there without some big moments from teammates. J.R. Smith, Tristan Thompson, Iman Shumpert all played a key role in that run. Kyrie spoke about how their relationship developed. They bonded on mentality, their approach to the game. Both men were sons of basketball players and spent portions of their childhood overseas. In a quote that only Kyrie Irving could deliver, he says, "In some ancient text, they say when the student is ready, the teacher will appear." And I had that type of mentorship relationship with him. Kyrie would develop knee pain that required surgery during the 2015 playoffs. He would say, "I was in a terrible mental space, knowing I couldn't be effective as I wanted to be." He was the first person I called, and we've had a great dialogue over the last few years, so it's been great. The legacy continues. From Jordan to Kobe to Kyrie, we have 3 incredibly gifted basketball players. Kyrie left Madison Square Garden as soon as he heard the news, remaining silent until the Wednesday following. At his next game, Kyrie cried during the national anthem and the moment of silence for the victims of the crash. As he checked out of the game, he hugs Dinwiddie and points to the sky. He passes by 2 empty seats, which were left open in remembrance as Kobe and Gianna had sat there about a month earlier to watch Kyrie play. To see more on the first line in this lineage, Kobe and Michael Jordan's relationship, check out the videos on the screen, and be sure to subscribe to the channel, or I will get Kyrie Irving to talk with you about philosophy.